Okay, so we are live and we're going to watch another episode of Batman the Animated Series. I've got mine queued up on HBO Max. You can use your DVD or whatever kind of streaming service you have it on, or maybe your old VHS tapes you dug out of the basement when you recorded it after school. So this episode is Joker's Favor. This is not in terms of production order the first episode, but in terms of air date, it's the first episode to feature the Joker, and it's the first episode that introduced the world to Harley Quinn, who might be the last great Batman villain, unless you count Bane, depending on however you're counting that. So, and for whatever reason, which I think is really odd, it keeps wanting to skip this episode and go directly to Pretty Poison, which would be the next episode. But and I might do some kind of unboxing later tonight, but I haven't decided what yet. So stay tuned for that. Check back later if you're interested in seeing that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Joker's Favor. This episode also guest stars Ed Begley Jr., who played Germs on Feet of Clay, if you remember, and also played Stickley in Batman Forever. So he's got kind of an interesting history with Batman. Let's go ahead and start this episode. With the blimps and the bank exploding and the henchmen and the Batmobile and all that stuff. Every Batmobile should have that flame spouting out the back. Even the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, which mainly is just like the most generic car I've ever seen, even they were, smart enough to do that. God damn, what a boring looking Batmobile. I don't know what they were thinking. Let's make it realistic. This music just really sets the mood. That's Charlie Collins' theme. He is the protagonist of this episode. I do like how Batman the Animated Series is one of those shows where, like, Batman isn't necessarily going to be the protagonist in the story. He might be helping out the protagonist, and if he's not the protagonist himself, he likely is helping out the protagonist.
What point exactly did I become like
some dude got against Meatloaf anyway? I love Meatloaf. It's meatloaf form. What's there not to like? I like putting barbecue sauce over the top of it instead of ketchup. That's my part to Meatloaf.
Go on, push me aside, big shot. No reason anyone should move over and make way for Charlie Collins.
Uh-oh.
No, that's it. No signal, no nothing. Just treat me like I don't exist. Sorry, Tom, not this
time. This guy's had such a hard day, and now he's giving into his road rage. Oh, and he's going to regret it. So we saw who's driving this car already, but he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, fuck you, clown. You think you own the whole road? Like a
Kind of Rodney Dangerfield-esque kind of character. If you imagine him with some curly gray hair, he even looks kind of like Rodney. I really like the music in this episode. So this guy is like already established as being just some kind of meaningless schlub working, dead end job, and just kind of an everyman sort of character. But that's not going to keep the Joker from screwing around with him. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I think that's part of why the Joker is such a great arch nemesis for Batman, is that how for Batman, like, there's really no crime too small, and he'll help anybody out with a problem if they've got one. For the Joker, there's nothing too small either. There's no crime that's too small, but he's the one committing it.
What are you going to do to me? Listen, I'm sorry, really. I have that day. Boss turned up my grave. Now look, my food.
He doesn't care.
We can't have people cursing at each other on the freeway. It's simply not polite.
They say he was cursing, but it was like children's cartoon cursing.
Please don't. I'm a wise little boy. Please.
Now, do you think the Joker was really going to kill this guy? Or do you think he was just always planning on just screwing with him indefinitely? I always think about what Denny O'Neil said about the Joker, is that he will kill you because he doesn't like the color of your shoes, or he will also give you $50,000, also because he doesn't like the color of your shoes.
Address, height, weight, blah, blah, blah. Righty, chucker. Here's the deal. I'll let you off if you promise to do a little favor.
Kind of wonder if Chuck Palahniuk saw this episode at some point before he wrote Fight Club, and maybe that inspired the idea of Tyler Durden collecting the license plate, or the driver's licenses from people that he's threatened. Ugh. 2 years later. Can you imagine him going home and telling his wife and kid they've got to uproot everything because the Joker threatened him on the freeway? Blonde chick. It does seem like that blonde woman was kind of conspicuous, I don't know if they intended that to be Harley in disguise, but I kind of always wondered if it was.
It's a fancy, good food, could be fun. You don't know where I can rent a tux.
He owns a tux. A whole room full of them. He's probably got a room bigger than your bedroom he uses as a tuxedo closet.
I arranged another early parole as soon as I heard about Gordon's testimonial.
It is to laugh.
I ask you, who's given more hours of amusement to the Gotham police force than me?
Nobody, Mr. J.
I deserve, nay, demand rights of you.
This is probably one of the most watched episodes of this show for me, because I remember I got to record it off of TV when I went to visit my grandmother, and I had the Joker on there, who's like one of my favorite villains. So the Tiny Toon Adventures comic. And there's Rocco and Henshaw, who were the Joker's regular henchmen until they were replaced by Mo, Lair, and Kerr later on. How petty do you have to be to remember this 2 years later. Also, notice Charlie was born in 1946. So he would be an older guy even back in 1992. Almost in his 50s, I think.
Wrong number. My name's Don.
Now, here's an unusual thing. The version of this that I first watched and that I had recorded off of VHS, I could swear it was Harley that called him, and he says, "Wrong number, lady." And then she hands the phone to the Joker afterwards. But
You become my
hobby.
Tell the family you have to miss this big prayer. Oh, and let's keep this to
Rocco and Henshaw again. God, look at that old-timey airplane. You almost expect they would have put like one of those Indiana Jones red lines flying across the screen when he flies back to Gotham. Batman smashes bookie ring. Oh, nice shot of Batman there. I wonder if Vicky Vale took that picture. I mean, she's not on this show, but she might still exist in that universe somewhere.
This way, John.
So that's the first time we see her out of her costume.
Jiminy Christmas, Charlie Collar.
And she took the time to change when she got back to the hideout.
You look great.
Lost a little weight. Lost a little hair, too. Oh, I know the feeling.
Charlie. Please, don't make me hurt anyone. Not to worry, Chaka. As soon as you've done my favor, I'll send you right back home. I promise.
Crazy clown catering.
Okay, Chaka.
You know, if I lived in Gotham City, I would not use any kind of business that had anything to do with clowns, or cats, or birds, or hats,
You called me here just to open the door? Well, look at the size of
or the number 2.
She can't open the door and push it in all at once. Hey!
You think? Bullock in the most rumpled tuxedo I've ever seen. They always got to make him look slovenly, even when he's supposed to be dressed nice.
Life's a busy social. Sneak up with you. A room filled with cops and no one. If there were just some way to go back. Oh, no wait. It'll never work. Not me. Maybe.
Yeah, like Bob Kane always said that, like, his initial inspiration for coming up with Batman was the glider that Leonardo da Vinci designed. So did Charlie Collins just invent the bat signal? Because it hasn't appeared on this show yet. And we know that it doesn't exist until the episode The Cape and Cowl Conspiracy. That's where it's
Leave that
introduced.
home. I'm really
I didn't wait for her to answer.
by saying
I've got to imagine the Joker provided Charlie with that powder blue tuxedo. Picked it out himself.
baby doll. Entertainment.
So the implication here is that Harley is just disguised as a stripper. They don't explicitly state this because it's a children's cartoon. Montoya enjoyed that way too much. But yeah, when people complain that, oh, they make Harley too sexualized these days, the first time we saw her, she was disguised as a stripper.
Here's to Gotham's Commissioner G. You lock up the weirdos, the truck, and the geek. You're a hero to all the boys in blue. But this time, baby, the joke's on you.
They're all paralyzed. Literally a captive audience. For those of you younger in the audience, there used to be a show called the Arsenio Hall Show. It was a late night talk show, and the woo, 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 woo thing was a reference to that. For the most part, they try to keep this show pretty timeless, but there are a few topical references that slip in there every now and then. I never said alive. That's a nice shot. I don't think this episode is quite as well animated as you know some of the previous ones have been, but it's really not fair to judge because, like, you know, Feet of Clay and On Leather Wings, we're talking about some of the best animated episodes. This one is kind of more sort of run of the mill in terms of the animation. It's not bad, but it's not as awe-inspiring to behold. But thankfully, the story enough is entertaining on its own to.
What? Laugh, fret, my family. I have no choice, Batman, really.
Yeah.
The gas is wearing. Stay with the cops.
Weird to see like the Joker's henchman using like a bolo. I guess it's something they found in the museum, like how he found that spear. You can see how maybe the Joker thought it was a good idea to replace these guys. I always love this bit right here.
I know. Yes, they do. What a shame. A pure innocent thing like her led astray by bad.
Which is exactly the sort of thing that Adam West would have said. about the female henchman that inspired this character, actually. This was before they came up with the idea that she used to be the Joker's psychiatrist. Man, there's a lot of Indiana Jones in this episode, isn't there? They really should have done the little red line across the mat thing. Nice. That was a pretty powerful bomb.
Hold it. Oh, come on. I said hold it.
Yeah.
You listen. Nobody. If I get caught, your wife and son are history. Not getting caught. Not this. I found this blown out of van.
Yeah.
This is no big schemes. No grand pipes to finish the dark night. Tomorrow, all the papers were is that the great Joker was found blown to bits in an alley. The side of this one is no. Kind of funny. Ironically, see, I can destroy man's dreams too. And that's really the only thing you've got, isn't it?
I love that that's the Joker's greatest fear is just to not die in a climactic battle with Batman. That's how he wants to go.
Teacher. See? No! How long have you been? What is that, Charlie? No, just me. This is the only way my family stays safe. All right, you win. Take it easy. Here's everything on his back and family. Name, the dress, is all there. You don't know eternity, but sure. Hey, Joker.
You know, it makes sense the Joker would have like a harmless confetti bomb like that. But how did Charlie know what it was? And how did the Joker not know what it was? It's still a funny gag to end the episode on, though.
You never thought that so good. Right now, it's great. You can meet.
And that's the most important character arc of this episode, is that Charlie Collins finally learned to appreciate meatloaf, which is delicious. All right, so, damn it, I hit the skip to the next episode button, and that's not what I wanted to do. Especially because it wound up, like, skipping Pretty Poison and going straight to Nothing to Fear. So now I've got that to deal with. What I really wanted to do was pause it on the ending credits, but it hit like the next episode button instead. Now it's going all the way back to the beginning. Why are you going all the way back to the beginning? Well, we'll just fast forward through the whole episode. That's fine. Just fast forward through the whole episode and get back to those ending credits that I wanted to watch. Alright. Oh, nope, don't. Where do you skip? No, go back. Go back. Oh, that's irritating. Now, why are you on the third season? Which on the DVDs is actually the fourth volume. Just to add to the confusion. So the next episode is going to be Pretty Poison, and the next episode after that is going to be Nothing to Fear with the Scarecrow. And the next episode after that will be a Clown, which is another Joker episode. So they were going all in on the Joker. And of course, you went all the way back to the beginning this time, didn't you?
Good night, Gracie.
I think I went past the. Come on. Now it just left HBO Max entirely. Max. And now it's back on the. I just want to see the ending credits. Why is this being so difficult? Come on. Why is it? I'm trying to pause it, not go to the next episode. I don't know why it's being like that. And now it's back on Nothing to Fear, which doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, we're going to try this one more time.
All the papers were saying, is it the great Joker?
Okay, come on. Okay. All right. So there's nobody really new to mention in this because the only real guest star character that wasn't like a recurring character was Charlie Collins, who I already mentioned. So we got Kevin Conroy as Batman, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, Robert Costanzo as Detective Bullock, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, Ed Begley Jr. as Charlie Collins, Mark Hamill as the Joker. So that's the first time we've seen him in our watch through of this. And of course, Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn, which is the first time we've seen her on our watch through of this. Unless you count, like I said, those two episodes that I watched already in honor of Arlene Sorkin's passing. So this was an important episode in a lot of ways, but I think that obviously the introduction of Harley Quinn was probably the most important thing. But we got a lot of firsts in this episode. I guess they don't mention who did the voice of Rocco and Henshaw. So I guess they just fit under the category of additional voices. But maybe we'll figure out who did them later anyway. I think Robert Costanzo was one of them anyway. I don't remember if it was Rocco or Henshaw. It's one of the two. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Probably a little later tonight, I'll do some kind of action figure unboxing, but I haven't decided which one yet. So we will talk to you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all the fun YouTube stuff down below. And leave a comment and let me know what you thought about this episode. We will talk to you next time. Bye.